bathroom. So if you were wondering what I chose option number 1. So I purchased paint for the floor, which will be coming tomorrow. And I went to Home Depot today and picked out paint for the walls. But of course, there's a lot of prep work that we've got to do here. There's all kinds of nails that I have to pull out and fill in. My son took my Christmas tree lights and hung them all around the perimeter of the room. So I've got to take all of those down. And we've got some damage over here from his futon. So I'm going to have to try to fix that. Isn't that going to be fun? But hey, you know, anytime you want to redo a room, you got to take the good with the bad. And these sleeves will not stay up. So I'm going to grab a hammer. I'm going to start pulling out all of these nails, taking down the lights, and I'll have to go grab my spackle and start filling holes.
As you can see, he wasn't much of a duster. Holy crap. Woo. Oh dear.
All right, guys, we're gonna try and get this spackled. I had the lid on this spackle really well. I don't know why it is drying up, but this is the one that turns white when it's dry. I'm gonna have to go over this a few times to get it all filled in. So we'll just, that'll be a skim coat. And then we'll move down here to this one. This one is really deep in there. I gotta really push it in there. Get a little bit more. I wish I knew how to do drywall because there's a hole here, and I do remember seeing, I think it might have been on YouTube, how to fill a hole in your wall. So I'm gonna have to look that up. It was an easy way to do it. Okay, now we'll move up this way and do nail holes. I'm trying to do like the bigger issues first because they're going to take the longest to dry and the most coats of spackle. Okay, so I have the first coat of spackle on most of the holes. As you can see, there were a lot of holes. Some of the spackle has already like dried, but you could see there's a lot of holes. Lots and lots of holes. Look at all the pink. So I have, like I said, I have the first coat on. Once it dries, I will go around and add a second coat wherever I need it. And then once that's dry, I can actually, sand it down and start painting. Hey guys, it is time to sand the 800,000 holes in these walls. I came down this morning and did a second coat on a few of the spots, but for the most part, they're pretty dry. So I'm going to use this. I got a box of sanding sponges on Amazon. It's a variety of grits. This is a 180 grit sponge, and I'm gonna come over and I'm gonna start sanding. Let me see, where do I want to start? These are still a little bit pink, but I think they'll be okay to sand. See what I'm saying? They're still a little bit pink, but I think they're fine. These are ones that I just did a quick coat over this morning, just a little skim coat. Definitely will get a workout sanding this stuff down. You're such a jerk. All right, guys. We're gonna get up here and I'm gonna cut in around the window and see how this goes. I don't have the right brush. I don't have my angled brush, and that does not help. I feel like I need to go and get an angled brush because this one sucks. Yeah, I'm gonna be here all day. I can't believe I don't have an angled brush. This is the part of painting I hate, is cutting in. Luckily, this is the only window. I have to cut around the door and I have to cut around all around the perimeter next to the ceiling. Oh boy, I can't wait. All right, guys, so we got everything cut in. I'm not worried about the floor because I'm gonna paint the floor, so now this is not the color I was expecting. It was supposed to be more green. Like, it's a pretty blue, but it was supposed to have more green in it. So, I don't know. I'll have to show you guys the color that I found online. And this doesn't look like it. But we're going with it. I'm not going back. So, it is now time to start rolling. All right, I'm going to start here. Get as close to the window as I can without getting blue paint on it like I did. But that's okay because I'm going to paint it anyway. Everything needs to be refreshed here because this hasn't been painted in a zillion years. I know I'm going to have to put 2 coats, even though this is a light color underneath. I don't care what paint you buy, excuse me, you always have to put 2 coats. Never in my life have I ever gotten away with 1 coat of paint. I don't know about you guys, but I definitely have not. right, guys, we've got the first coat on. So I will let this dry overnight, and then tomorrow morning I will come in and do my second coat. And then I can just do my trim around the window and the door. And I'm also gonna paint this ugly looking post. Hello, my friends. I have put my 2 coats on the walls, so the walls are done. I still have to get some semi-gloss paint for my door frame and the window. I misspoke when I mentioned the paint I got for the floor. I looked at so many floor paints that I forgot what I even ordered. I thought I got the color of sand, but this is an off-white floor paint. And I probably should do a coat of Kills over this floor, but I'm not going to. I'm just gonna use the floor paint. So I've already gone around the perimeter of the room with the brush and did around the walls, and now I can start rolling out the floor. See, this is, well, you can't really see. Pour my paint in here. This is really thin paint too. I don't know, it's really thin. That's all I can say. All right. All right, guys, so this is the first coat, and I am pleasantly surprised at the coverage. I really am. I can't believe it covered that well. So, of course, it's all now the waiting game of it to dry. I still have to paint this pole. But yeah, it is really coming along, guys. So I'll come back and show you after the second coat. All right, my friends, here is the floor. 4 coats later. And I painted my trim around my window. The pole, I only went this far with the pole. I'm like, that's enough. And obviously we've had a leak and I don't know where it's coming from. I'm gonna have to check into that. Did all my molding around my door. Yeah, so that's gonna end this video, guys. The next video, we're gonna start putting things together. So I already have some shelves, new shelves that I bought. So be sure and stay tuned, guys. Thanks for watching.